Hi, welcome to a video tour of my sub-miniature little video astronomy observatory I built on my front lawn. I lost my original audio, so I'm going to narrate it as I go along, and hopefully I won't miss anything. But not a whole lot to it. It almost looks like an outhouse, about 4.5 feet tall. Got some wheels on it, pretty decent construction, 2x4s and exterior wood, plywood. I got some patio bricks down in the lawn, some handles on the back to pull it back with. Got a little solar panel, and for free it turns a little computer fan that's in that dryer vent right there, and it pops open when the sun's going. It blows it open. Genuine cedar shingles, aluminum drip trim. It's pretty worthy. It's never gotten wet in there. I got tar paper on the roof and everything. I tried to make it fairly weatherproof, at least as far as water goes. Got the pink insulation inside. Now we're gonna do the setup, and I'm gonna kick it into fast forward here, and so it'll look like one of the Three Stooges going at it. There we go. Malin cam hat. Here's the door. Slide her back. Little peach basket table. Put a brick behind the door in case the wind blows, because it's smacked against the enclosure before. There's about 28 pounds of counterweights, steel. Balance the telescope. Comes the scope. Big old stubby looking Canon thing, ain't it? Made by Celestron. It's 11-inch. That's a safety thing in front in case I didn't tighten it hard enough and won't slide out and hit the ground. Got a little fold down table in there. There she is. That's a little video selector box, so I can select between the finder scope and the big scope. I used to just have one camera, so I had to switch between. Like I'd have to find stuff with an eyepiece and then stick the camera in, and the focus is never the same. So that's kind of a bummer. So I finally got two cameras, and I can focus one and lock it down. It'll stay there all night, and just zoom around with the 50mm finder scope. There's the Malin cam, Hyper Plus. It's pretty cool. I got like a week ago. I'm already becoming a hot shot with it. Well, kinda. I still got to catch up to those guys on Night Skies Network. I watch that a lot. You guys should check that out. Night Skies Network. It's dudes broadcast live astronomy like I do over the web. And there's usually one or two guys on a night. Sometimes you go there and nobody's there, but it's pretty cool. Power's on. Power on the LCD screen there. Power on the Gemini. Let's see, back to here. Are we playing yet? Yes. There's the LCD screen. Don't ever buy that brand. It's called, is it? Alveo? But it's at Radio Shack. It's horrible. I couldn't believe how bad it was compared to my other one for another $50 more. It's really no good. So that's the one that stays out, and if it gets wet, who cares? There's a little Malin cam control box. Instead of pushing the buttons on the back of the cam like I always used to, now I got the umbilical cord, and the camera doesn't jiggle when I make adjustments. That's a neat little thing. That's called a video sender. I got that off eBay for like $30, and it'll take a video signal and broadcast it about 100 feet away. So I have the receiver in the house, and I just put it on the TV, and like when it's cold out or there's too many mosquitoes, I can put it on something and go in and sit in the living room and watch it on the screen in there. It does it hurts the video quality just a slight bit, but because I tested it against a cable. There's a high-tech switch there. And but it's actually pretty good. It's not bad. For $30, I can't complain. That's a one wire I don't have to run into the house. We got the Batinov mask. I think that's how you pronounce it. That's a focus mask you put on, and you can focus a certain pattern on the star and be sure it's precisely in focus. And some lovely pink styrofoam. They didn't have blue, unfortunately. Right here, well, usually something's missing there. Usually there's an RCA DVD recorder, but that's actually behind me on the chair. I was using that to record with, so I didn't have it in the system at the time. But that's a little video selector. It's got 3 positions for 3 different cameras or whatever. And my little camera box. That came with the Malin cam. Keep all the dust out of it. And inside, we got a little fold-down shelf to keep goodies on. There's a Kendrick dew heater that keeps the condensation off the lens on those muggy nights. We got a little rug hanging on the back in case we need to kneel down and look at an eyepiece or work on something. I had to chop a piece of the 2x4 out there. My Losmandy wouldn't fit. I used to have a CG5 in there. Bunch of cables. There's some bracing. That brace across the center stops the enclosure from going forward. It hits the cement pier so I don't crash into anything. So I can push it from the back with no worries. Here we'll start from the bottom. We got some hardwood tracks for the rollers to go on. Some fake grass. Extra counterweight. We got a power supply for the Gemini, 5 amp or 7 amp, something like that. Power coming out of the ground there. You can see the orange cord. That goes under the lawn to the house. And there's the other power supply, same kind for the Kendrick dew heater. Because that uses like 5 amps on its own. Power strip to turn the whole thing on in one flip. There's the Malin cam and the other power supply. There's the Kendrick control center. It's not hooked up now. But you plug the dew strip you saw earlier, which goes around the end of the telescope into that, and you control how warm it gets, keeping your scope from getting condensation. Here's the Losmandy hand controller, Gemini. There's the brains of the whole operation. That tells the telescope where to point, and because heck, I don't know. There's millions of things up there. Some nice gear work there. Really nicely built. That's a great mount. I really like it. 11-inch mirror, SCT. There's a little 50mm finder scope I had made myself. I just took a regular finder scope and a 2-inch adapter and cut it off with a hacksaw, and then filed it down a little bit till I found the approximate focus point, and put a little JB weld around there and focus it a little with the end there, and thing works fantastic. And it adds very little weight. And you can actually zoom in with that thing. I was surprised how well it worked. That's also that's a Telrad finder. It projects a reticle on that slanted glass plate, and when you look through it, kind of like with those red sights on a BB gun, you can tell where you're actually looking at. And we got the KT&C Sense-Up video camera, about $150 off eBay. Pretty neat thing. There's the Malin Cam Hyper Plus. The only thing I'm missing is I only had 2 BNC to RCA adapters, and there's not one on the back of that scope because I'm using it on the Samsung camera I'm holding by hand. I gotta get a 3rd one. A couple servo motors, those are what drive the telescope. There's the inside of the SCT. That's an 11-inch mirror in the bottom. It reflects it up top. Underneath that cap right there is another smaller mirror, and then it reflects what it's collected from the 11-inch mirror down that tube in the center out to the eyepiece in the back. So it makes a very short telescope. Otherwise, it would have to be very long if it wasn't folded up like that. There's a GSO focuser with a fine focuser on it. That's not standard on there. I bought that as a little neat doohickey. It kind of helps out. Counterweights. Boy, it's real jittery. Why is it doing that? I don't know. But anyway, yeah, there it is. Video Astronomy Observatory. There's a view of the finder scope on the screen. If you can see right in the very center of the screen, there's a little black dot. And above that black dot is there's kind of a tree. Oh, I just bumped the telescope. There's kind of a tree that's singled out and kind of by itself out there. And right above my finger. And that's the view with the little tiny finder scope. And then we'll flip it over to the 11-inch, much more magnification. That's actually amazing right there. That mountain's got to be 2 or 3 miles away. It's tough to see the tree with the naked eye. And there we have the same tree on the 11-inch. Quite a difference, huh? It's got to be 100 times bigger. You can almost see if a bird's in that tree. But yeah, I can switch between both of those with the control box. Pretty much anytime I want to. It's pretty neat. I got the zoom on the little finder scope. I can do some nebula stuff with that. It actually doesn't do too bad. And so I appreciate you stopping by for the little tour here. Please check out some of my other videos. I have some of the objects I've captured in the sky that I took with all this stuff. And have a great day, or have a great night. I hope there's no clouds tonight.